Sergeant Sergeant Willie Pete be putting up some great posts. So I didn't know this about him. I did not know this about him, right? Cassius Marcellus Clay, the 19th century American abolitionist, not the boxer, Muhammad Ali, born Cassius Clay Jr., right? Early life and transformation, born October 9th, 1810, in Madison County, Kentucky. Clay was the son of Green Clay, a wealthy planter and slaveholder. Despite his aristocratic Southern roots, Clay underwent a dramatic transformation after hearing abolitionist William Lloyd Garrison at Yale in 1832, a turning point that inspired him to join the anti slavery movement. Political and abolitionist activism, Clay served 3 terms in the Kentucky House of Representatives starting in 1835 and became a founding figure of the Republican Party in Kentucky. In 1845, he launched an anti slavery newspaper called The True American in Lexington, a bold move in a slave state. Anticipating violence, he fortified the office with armor plating, firearms, and even cannons. A mob attacked soon after, destroying the press, forcing him to relocate operations to Cincinnati. Isn't it something? I said before that there are some good white people out there, and I always recognize them. Combative courage and personal risk. In 1843, during a tense political debate, Clay survived an assassination attempt. A bullet struck the silver scabbard of his Bowie knife, saving his life. See, I further like him because I have a Bowie knife. I have 2 Bowie knives. They're both my favorite knives. He then retaliated, famously cutting off parts of the attacker's face, wow, before bystanders intervened. Known for carrying 2 pistols, which I do, and a knife, Clay earned a reputation as fearless and uncompromising in defense of his principles. Service in war and diplomacy. Clay volunteered in the Mexican American War as a captain and later organized a cavalry unit to protect Washington in the Civil War's outbreak. Appointed by Lincoln, he served as U.S. Minister to Russia 1861 to 62 and 1863 to 69, during which he helped secure Russian support for the Union and aided in negotiations for the purchase of Alaska. Political realignment in later life, Clay opposed radical Reconstruction policies and founded the Liberal Republican Party in 1872. He later aligned with the Democrats and returned to support Republicans by 1884. At the 1890 Kentucky Constitutional Convention, he presided over the assembly. Despite changing political affiliations, his dedication to interracial education and emancipation remained constant. Cassius Marcellus Clay was notorious for his willingness to fight and kill to defend his honor and his abolitionist beliefs, especially in a time and place. It's early in the morning. Kentucky, where such views were considered not only dangerous but traitorous. His life was marked by violent confrontations, duels, assassination attempts, and an overall reputation for being as deadly with his weapons as he was with his words. Notable duels and violent encounters. The Turner assassination attempt, 1843. Clay gave an anti slavery speech in Foxtown, Kentucky. which enraged local pro slavery men. Samuel Brown, a political rival, and his brother Cyrus Turner ambushed Clay. Turner shot him in the chest, but the bullet hit the silver scabbard of Clay's bowie knife, sparing his heart. Despite being wounded, Clay pulled out his knife and cut off part of Turner's nose and eye. It's crazy. And tossed him into a ditch. Clay survived and became even more famous for his bravery and combat skill. He cut him up like meat on a butcher's block, one onlooker reportedly said. Regularly armed and ready to duel, Clay always carried multiple pistols and a large bowie knife. He fortified his newspaper office, The True American, with iron plating, trap doors, wow, and even a cannon preparing for a siege. When pro slavery mobs threatened him, he didn't run, he dared them to try. He reportedly said, "If I am to be murdered, let it be in my own office and by my own press." His reputation in duels. Clay was involved in multiple duels. I believe in dueling. Yes, if you talk shit to me, let's let's go out there with pistols in broad daylight. I believe in that. Although not all were well documented in formal records, as many duels were private affairs. He operated under the Southern Code of Honor and refused to back down even when severely outnumbered. His dueling style was considered ruthless. I actually have a book on dueling. Yes, I've been practicing. Effective and terrifying. He didn't just duel to wound, he fought to win. Why he fought? Clay wasn't just a hothead. He viewed violence as a necessary tool in the defense of morality and freedom, unlike some of these black people that are fucking cowards right now. He was unapologetic about killing or maiming men who tried to silence him. He believed, "No man shall strike me with impunity and live." Isn't it something? He was a real man. His legacy and namesake. Clay died on July 22, 1903, at his ancestral home, Whitehall. He was 92 years old, remembered as one of the most radical pro-emancipation figures to emerge from the antebellum South. His name inspired future generations. Muhammad Ali's father was named after him, and later Ali himself carried the name Cassius Marcellus Clay Jr. I never knew that. Before converting to Islam, though Ali ultimately rejected it, calling it a slave name and choosing his own identity instead. Final thought. Thank you, Sergeant Willie Pete. Cassius Marcellus Clay stands out as a Southern-born abolitionist who consistently challenged the social and political norms of his time. Though controversial and combative, his legacy as a reformer, diplomat, and courageous advocate for racial equality remains significant. He was a walking contradiction, a plantation heir who fought slavery, a man of peace who carried weapons, and a gentleman who dueled like a gladiator. His willingness to use violence, not for personal gain, but in defense of principle, made him one of the most feared and respected political figures of his era. That was really, really, really nice. And that's it. Stop being afraid to be violent when you need to be. It's like I told that person, you have a slave mentality. You're talking slave talk. Slaves are afraid to kill people. Slaves are afraid to fight back. And slaves always talking about using your mind and resorting to love and peace. Love and peace doesn't solve everything, idiot. Sometimes you need a gun and a knife.